Welcome everyone. Today I am going to do what I call a past life reading. This is relating to love. And the reason why I'm doing it is, I do a lot of twin flame readings or soulmate readings because, we're connected more than just in this lifetime. So sometimes we may end up in a relationship in this lifetime that it doesn't make sense. It's confusing, though the feelings are there. So I just want to see if there's anything from a previous life that maybe has carried over into this lifetime. Not just the person, but the situation or a lesson, that type of thing. So, we're going to dive deep into this. I just did a twin flame / soulmate reading, so you definitely want to check that out. And the reason why I do a lot of these is because, of course, there's a lot of people who watch them and it's not going to resonate with everyone. So I try to cover you in different types of readings. I just did a past life reading, not actually what I set out to do, but it ended up being talking about love from a past life. So this time we're just going to dig in. A couple things I just want to tell you real quick, and then we'll get into the reading. First of all, I am running a special for personal readings where you can take $44 off. That is only going to be, I was doing it for 5 days total. It's now down to 4 days, so all the information will be below, and all the information will be down below. Also, I am doing a video where it's just my suggestion on the top 10, I don't want to say newest, but new tarot readers, let's say. So if you'd like to be considered, definitely send me a link. I have or you can just put your link here. But I actually made a post where you can put your link there also. So however you want to do it is fine with me. I can't guarantee you, you know what I mean? And it is a very honest review, though I'm not critical. I'm just not. So I want to let you know about that, and also about my membership program. My membership program is where we go live. And you can ask me any questions you want. You can ask me multiple questions. It's actually a beautiful group of, I feel like we're all soulmates. So anyone new is always welcomed, and you'll fit in right away. That information is also below. I have 3 tiers, but if you're interested in that, just do tier 2, because I am going to eliminate the 3rd tier. Because I want to bring the price down a little bit. So tier 2 will also give you access to going live with us. And we're going live, let's see, Monday, either at 6 or 7. I haven't quite figured out. I'm waiting to hear back from everyone. So around 6 or 7. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely consider that. But beyond that, that's it. Let's get into this reading. So, past life, past love. All right, we're going to use a couple different decks. First of all, we're going to use the Gilded Tarot to clarify or go deeper. I am going to use the past life. I guess you'd call this an oracle more than tarot, but we're going to use that. I love that deck. And then we're going to pull in the Psychic Tarot. The Psychic Tarot is going to be our current energy. The past life, of course, will be our past life. And then I have Mother Mary out here. We'll see. I feel like at the end of the reading, I may pull Mother Mary, not pull, but let, one or whatever wants to come out. So, this is the type of reading where you really want to trust your intuition. If it feels right, it probably is right. If it doesn't feel right, then it probably, maybe the whole reading's not for you. Maybe there's just certain messages. So whatever, just trust your own intuition. These are intuitive readings. I use the cards as tools to just ignite my intuition or my third eye, whatever you want to call it. But I definitely connect with our spirit guides. That, to me, is one of the most important parts of the reading. So, let's go ahead and begin this reading. And let's start with the Past Life Tarot. Everything's pre-shuffled, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a couple shuffles for you. There we go. Let's give them a cut. And let's begin. You know, this is one of my favorite readings to do. I know I say that about every one of my readings, but this truly is one of my favorite readings to do. I feel like it brings us a lot of clarity. All right. We are talking about love. You may not even met the person yet. We have leaving or traveling. Leaving or traveling. We have lessons and blessings. It's interesting because there's a suitcase sitting right on the railroad tracks. Almost like someone wants to... It's an old-fashioned suitcase. Or do we call it a trunk? Look at this, transportation. Well, there's the train. There's the train that someone was waiting for. Someone may have met, or two people may have met. I almost feel like one person was, you know, I'm going to say the conductor of the train. Doesn't have to be the conductor, but I feel like someone met as they were traveling. And again, I feel one of the people in this reading had some type of position within the railroad system, let's just say. I guess that kind of narrows the time a little bit for us. We have lessons and blessings right in between. So it's interesting because leaving or traveling, I'm feeling both of that. I'm feeling like there was a lesson. I feel like there was a lesson potentially learned. And now I feel like this person is moving on to something new. Maybe it's a new type of opportunity. I almost feel like this person is like, you know, I just want to get out of this town. I want to go where the action is at. I want to go where there's adventure to be found. I do feel like this person has a very adventurous soul. And it's interesting because I almost feel like they don't even care where they're going, though I do feel like they want to go to like the big city. They want to go where the adventure's at. Okay, let's see what else we have. We have the arts. Interesting. And then we have vows. You know, I feel like, first of all, vows. Let me bring the lid down so you can see a little better. Vows, right? Saying your vows to someone. And it's interesting because it's mirrored by leaving or traveling. And I feel like someone may have, I almost feel like I married the wrong person and it didn't take me long to figure that out. And I feel like, you know, it's almost like someone is leaving without even telling their partner. This must be someone who has a very creative edge to them. You know, it's almost like I want to go to the big city because I want to be a singer, or I want to be an actor, or, you know, I want to create in some way. And it is the train that's going to take me there. I also feel, what is the lesson? I feel like, first of all, someone learned very quickly that they gave their love to the wrong person. Now, doesn't mean that there wasn't something to learn within that, but I do feel like, again, I get this feeling like someone leaves without any notice. Like, that's just it. Like, I'm packing my stuff up and I'm going. I'm chasing my dream. And I feel like as say I'm that person, as I'm preparing, or not even preparing, as I feel like waiting for the train, and almost like I'm going to stop that train. I'm not going to let that train pass me by. This is how I feel like you meet someone. It feels very unexpected, but nonetheless, I feel, and it's interesting because all of a sudden I'm getting this feeling like this person who works, let's just say, in transportation, the train to me feels very important, especially with the railroad tracks as our first card. So something with the train feels very important. But I get this feeling that wherever it is that you're going, or this person is going who was with the wrong person, or at least they feel that now, I feel like this person it's almost like they're going to just quit their job and they're going to go with you. I definitely feel the creativity within this person. And again, when I think about vows, what I'm feeling is I may have been married to someone who just really didn't see that creative part of me, didn't understand that it was a necessity that I live this way, right? It's almost like I try to live, in that box of the housewife or the husband type energy. I do feel it's a woman, to be honest, but I try to live within that, and it boxed me in. So, and I feel like it doesn't matter how I would speak to my husband then, he just couldn't get it. He just didn't see it. He didn't appreciate that part of me, where that is, to me, the most important part of myself, the creativity. Like, it has to flow, and I feel like someone definitely was feeling stifled. And it's also interesting because I feel like when I jump on this train, I run across this person and I feel very quickly like this connection to this person, to the point where I feel like that's why this person ultimately, wherever it is you're going, and again, I feel like it's a big city, it's where there's opportunity. It may be like a creative type of community, but I feel like they're going to get off that train with you. They're going to get off that train with you. See what's on the bottom of the deck. Authority figures. It's almost like that's who you were married to. It's who you were married to. It's almost like someone says, do as I say, not as, what's that saying? Do as I say, not as I do. It's my way or the highway. Maybe this person was, again, I feel like this would be the husband, or the, who was the husband. Because I definitely feel the leaving from that person, and again, I don't feel like there's a lot of notice, if any. Really, if any. And why would I do that? Well, because I just don't think this person would get it. This person's not going to change their world so that I can allow my creativity to shine. I just married the wrong person. And that was probably just a free will decision. And it may be something that happened quickly. You know what I mean? Like, next thing I know, bam, I'm married. But I don't think that's the way you're staying. I know this is leaving. I know that you're leaving this person. I know that you are setting out on an adventure. And listen, let's say it is a woman, that can be scary back then, right? Like setting out on my own adventure, but I don't feel like the nervousness that maybe we would. Instead, I feel like I am so ready for an adventure to come my way. So the arts seem very, very important. Not just that, but the blessings. I feel like part of the blessings is your creative self, is your, again, she could be a singer, she could be a musician, an artist, an actor, or this is what I want to be. This is what I want to be, and it's interesting because the train is what's taking me right to where I want to be. So makes perfect sense that you would then meet someone of like-minded energy on this train. I just want to look under authority figures. We have health. Maybe someone felt responsible, to care for. Maybe this person needed caring for, but at the same time, like I feel like the woman, and it can be a man, don't get me wrong, but it's just the way I'm picking it up. I feel like I was going to say I feel a little guilt, but honestly I don't. Because my calling feels stronger than my feelings for this person. Maybe this was a period in time where, like the parents tried to set you up with someone. I do feel like someone probably had money, but I don't feel like you care about that. Maybe your parents cared about that. Maybe you got married off when you were young. But again, the money part of it, I don't feel like you care about it, but maybe your parents cared about it. Maybe it was like a status symbol. And it held you down for a little bit, but this person is setting themselves free. And as they set themselves free, this is where I feel like you are meeting, like, let's just say, I want to say your true love, a soulmate, potentially a twin flame. All right, keeping all that in mind, let's bring in the Psychic Tarot. And what we're going to do is move into current life, and then we'll use the Gilded Tarot to connect the two. I mean, they'll connect through here also. But let's see what else we can get. I feel like for some of you, if, you're a creative soul, but you're not following that calling, you may feel like dissatisfied in your life. And, love aside, I feel like this is about, you need to put that first, because it's what makes your heart sing. All right, let's bring in the Psychic Tarot. Because this universe, the next chapter, the next portal, the next lifetime. What I love about the world is a very spiritual type energy. Like, I feel like spiritually, I know who I am. If this is relating, for some of you, this could be relating to like a current relationship you're in. And when I'm talking about this ex-husband, let's just say, you may feel that in this current lifetime. Now, I can't tell you what to do with that, but I feel like, you'll recognize it if it's you. All right, the World. It's like I want to see the world. But that doesn't mean that everybody does. All right, we have moving on. Under lessons and blessings, we have solitude. Under transportation. Now, that's the energy of the Hermit. But it's interesting because I feel like this is a solo trip. Like this was someone, striking out on their own. And interesting too, we have moving on. So for some of you, I feel like, you may have been or you may be in a current relationship, or you may have been in a relationship that, listen, maybe you thought was going to work out, but it didn't work out. And I feel like it would be very clear. It would be very clear, because I do feel like this is moving on from that person. And I feel like ultimately what you're thinking is solitude. That's not a bad thing. I don't have a problem being on my own, by myself. However, I feel like the universe will open doors for you at the same time. That's what the world is about. Some of you may be taking a trip, and lo and behold, someone along the way you meet. Now, I can't say they're going to change their agenda, but I feel like you will connect in some way, like, give each other telephone numbers or something like that. All right, and then we have conflict and defeat under the arts. So definitely you're feeling stifled in this lifetime also. Some of you may have been chasing. I always hate when I use the word chasing, because I don't know if that's the right word, but some of you may have been, I feel like if you're a creative soul, it's just always there, right? It travels with you lifetime after lifetime. And I do feel like ultimately this person in a past life, the one that is chasing their dreams, I do feel like they'll find them. They'll find them. I feel like they just needed a new location, new people, all of that. But I feel like, things fell into place for them. And listen, it's not even that I feel like someone became rich through their craft, because I feel like it doesn't even matter. Like, I don't even care. It's like this person back here where, yeah, they had all the money and they had security and they probably had a name for themselves and what have you. But me, I'm like, I don't care about any of that. I don't care about that. I don't care about my, your status or my status. What I care about is what's calling deep within me. So I feel like in this lifetime, you've had some similar issues. It's like, again, I wanted to create something. I want, the arts, whatever that may mean for you. But then conflict and defeat over that. Well, conflict means that someone is trying to work against, that feeling that you have within you. However, with the Six of Swords here, it's looking right over at the Five of Swords, and what's coming between the two, the Hermit. So I feel like, yes, this is probably a temporary energy where, maybe I had to face some naysayers, who didn't believe in me, who didn't see that creative part of me, who didn't appreciate it. And I feel like if they don't appreciate it, ultimately you couldn't make a lifetime with them. You know what I mean? It couldn't be. Now, I shouldn't say it couldn't be. It could be, but I don't feel like it would satisfy you really at all. I mean, really at all. I feel like some of you have the ability to connect to your past lives, and you may not even know it. Like you may have dreams, and, especially if you had a dream about being on a train. And I'm saying a train, I mean, well, I do feel like it's a train. But, maybe you've had this like, oh man, I had the strangest dream. I was on a train and then I met this person and it was like, wow. That's your past life. That's your, that's your inner self trying to connect you. And then if you're very creative and you're not putting into use, I feel the same energy, like, I have this dissatisfaction with my life. So anyways, the Six of Swords. looking right over at what's toxic within their life, and is making the choice to move on, just like you did in a past life. You're doing it again in this life. But you know what's above it? Lessons and blessings. Well, the lesson in this lifetime was to see and understand who and what is toxic. 2, what it is you want to do with your life. You know, this is the wise old one. This means that you carry, and I'm looking at solitude, this means you carry the wisdom of all your lifetimes, which we all do. But again, I feel there's an energy of like the ability to connect to, and again, I don't have to know everything. You know, I don't even have to know that it's true, but I feel like if you've had a dream, or let's say you watch us reading, and then next thing you know, you're watching TV and you turn a movie on and it's a similar story, know that that's your guides reaching you, letting you know, give you confirmation. All right, let's keep going. Stand your ground. Stand your ground. This is the 7 of Wands. It's coming under vows. So, again, like a last lifetime, I feel like I'm in a similar type of energy. You know, who's ever been toxic to you? And when I say the word toxic, it just means that, first of all, the communication could really be horrible. They could certainly be talking down that creative part of you. And I feel like if they are, it's because of jealousy. Like, you know, I don't normally say that, but I just feel that. Like, it's not because, you know, I feel like someone is like trying to hold you down. But it's because, you know, it's like I feel like once I set you free in the world, I'll never see you again. You know, like I feel like you're going to create great things for yourself. And someone doesn't like that. Well, too bad, right? Stand your ground. Too bad. You know, love me for who I am, or don't love me at all. All right. Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. You know, the Ace of Swords to me means a few things. Certainly can mean communication. Let's see what's under it. Sacrifice. I feel like some of you had to sacrifice a relationship. And listen, it may feel like a sacrifice, but I feel like as you start moving along on this next journey, it's almost like you forget about the past. You know, because there's so much waiting for you. And it doesn't matter your age, you know, because as you are seeking, and I definitely feel it's your creativity, as you're seeking it, as you're creating, as you're bringing it to the world, whether it be small or large. I forget where I was going to go with this, but I feel like you feel like you're living your authentic life. I don't feel like you've been feeling that way. But once you start moving towards that, you know, I keep saying creative self, but I do feel like that's important. But I feel like the more you move along that path, the more joy that just naturally comes from you. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go right down the middle, and we're going to connect them. Five, 6, 7. I feel like there's someone who may be in a current relationship, and again, I don't feel like it's a happy relationship. Quite the opposite, because I feel like, you know, you're not, if for some reason it's like you're not able to be your authentic self. Like it's almost like I have to wear a mask to for someone to appreciate me. They don't see my soul. They don't see my soul. And I just don't think they will. All right. Let's give them a cut. And again, we're going to start right down the middle. Connect them even more. We have the High Priestess, or I'm sorry, we have the Hierophant. First of all, card of Taurus. It's about your belief system. It's about faith. Faith in yourself. Faith that you'll be okay if you choose a solo journey. Now, I don't feel like that's how you'll stay, but I feel like that comes first. Now, this Ace of Swords could certainly be communication, and maybe this communication makes you jump on a train and head towards a new life. Hierophant says, don't forget your belief system. Keep your faith strong, especially your faith within yourself. I feel like it's also talking about, as we go back, for this woman just to leave her marriage, I'm calling it, but I do feel like they're married, especially without notice. I feel like, what is frowned upon? Well, I feel like divorce. Like, divorce is frowned upon. And I almost feel like the world didn't care at that time, like, why you get divorced, why a woman would leave. It's almost like a black mark on your soul, but it's not. Other people say that, but it's not. It's really not. All right. And Hierophant being a 5, change, right? But changing gracefully. It's interesting, too, because I'm seeing this time clock, timepiece. What time is it? What time is it? I think it's upside down. It is 5 minutes till 2 on this timepiece. I don't know why I'm saying that. Maybe that means something to someone. But it's interesting because I feel like this person knows. It's like, I got to be at the train at this time. Maybe the train comes at 2. So I'm there early. And this person is there early. It's like they're going to block that train. It's like their suitcase is blocking that train. Okay. We have the 2 swords. We have the 9 of wands. And then we have the King of Swords. King of Swords can be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But it doesn't have to be. This king, it's interesting because he's coming over conflict and defeat. And I feel like right off the bat, now, it doesn't mean it's necessarily an air sign. I feel like it's a person whose communication is rough, to say the least. Whose belief in you is limited. But in a way, I want to say, who cares? Like, who cares? Now, I know that sounds kind of cruel, but I feel like I've taken a lot of bullshit from someone, and it's like, who cares what you think anymore? So I feel like, this is you. And whether I utter those words or not, it's what I'm thinking. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you say. I believe in me. I'm going to take a chance. And then you have the 9 of wands coming over, transportation, and then the Hermit. The train. That train's important. It's funny, it just came over a bridge. I'm like trying to pinpoint it for you. So anyways, the 9 of wands, again, I feel like it is, 9 is about reflection, But this is you realizing all that you have learned, all that you've gained, who you have become. But also it's, if I feel stuck in my life, then it's me making that realization that if I want my life to look different, then I need to do different. I may need to change some things. This is taking responsibility for one's own actions. But also it is about how I have grown. I feel like this person is ultimately a spirit warrior. Interesting, because it's coming over the old wise soul, and then the spirit warrior. I feel like nothing can get in your way. Two swords. I know I'm kind of going backwards. Two swords behind that, though. So I feel like this is just like a pause in the time. I feel like, just like the last lifetime, there is someone who, listen, somehow you ended up with them. Doesn't mean you didn't fall in love with them, but I don't feel like that is the case any longer. Taking that blindfold off, understanding that, I feel like this is just a little bit of a fear factor. Like, will I be able to make it on my own type of energy? Because maybe what I've been hearing over and over and over again, that I won't, that you can't. You can't be successful without me. Boy, they wrong. But maybe that's the lesson they have to learn. And I don't feel like you're sticking around to help teach that lesson. Whoa. We have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is coming in toward you. It's almost like an opportunity that's coming your way. It's like some type of communication that's coming your way that may change everything. That may take you out of one situation and you begin another. But again, I feel like if you're beginning new, even if it's singular, it feels exciting. So this could be a great opportunity that's coming your way. Almost like I feel like someone, is putting out resumes, or, like I'm doing my research without anybody knowing. And then, maybe I put resumes out and then lo and behold, I get contacted by someone. I get, a potential job offer. And I don't feel like anyone's going to stop you from going to it. This king may try. But I feel like you've come too far, and it's almost like I feel like I'd rather be single than listen to your bullshit anymore. Well, this feels like a blessing, just like in the last lifetime. Alright, one card went off the table, let's grab it. Came face up. Beautiful. Six of Wands. It's energy of victory. Not only is the energy of victory, but this is you on a platform. This is you where other people are looking up to you. Why are they looking up to you? Because of the actions that you've taken. It's almost like this king may be like a narcissistic type of energy. Maybe this person was too in a previous lifetime. Maybe you found that somehow, some way, you kept getting attracted to that type of energy. Because I feel like I'd rather be single than be with that anymore. Than be in that type of energy anymore. So, anyways, I feel like now this Knight of Swords is coming in. Again, some type of communication. I feel like it is the way. It is what's going to help these changes that are about to take place. Trust in yourself, first of all. You definitely got to clear the energy of the past, because again, I feel like there's been someone who, it's interesting too, because it's almost like this knight is offering you a platform. But let me tell you something. I feel like if you say yes to this, I feel like you are going to be successful. Now, we can measure success in many different ways. I'm not saying that someone's going to be rich, but I feel like you're going to feel good about what it is you're doing. Other people are, it's interesting because I feel like this king is anything but supportive of, what it is you want to do in the world. But here are a bunch of soulmates just waiting, just waiting. All right, let's go. Let's go right below. Let me actually slide everything up. See if I can do it in one slide. Not bad. So we got you to the point. First of all, we open with the Hierophant. Number 5, change. Following your belief system. Claiming your belief system. Faith in yourself, coming over the world, and over the energy of leaving. So I feel like this is your guides fully supporting your ideas. It's like your spirit guides are like, we know what you're going through. We know this beautiful part of yourself has been stifled. We see it. And but it does take your human action to leave whatever it is that has been holding you down, holding you back. And I feel like as soon as you do that, it's like your guides are like, now we can get in here again. We can help guide you again. Okay. So I'm just going to go right below. We have the 3 of Cups. Something to celebrate. So, I did feel this night correctly. This night is bringing in some type of communication. Not only is it, for some of you, giving you a platform. Let's not forget, this is a love reading also. But I said I did not want to leave anything out. Whatever messages want to come out, I'm bringing them out. So this is a reason to celebrate. Coming over the next chapter. I love that. We have the 7 of Pentacles. There's just something that you were born to do. To me, the 7 of Pentacles is your soul seeds of intention. These are the seeds that your soul planted before you even came into this lifetime. It's almost like telling God, like, yes, I'll accept that life, but can you make me creative like I was in the last lifetime? God's like, yes, that is who you are. So 7 of Pentacles, different seeds blossom at different times. And we don't want all the seeds to blossom at one time. It could be overwhelming. But I feel like if someone's questioning, like, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? This kind of gives me confirmation that you are. We have the Page of Cups. Well, hello, lovers. Card of Gemini. Head over heart decision. But everything is telling me this is the person on the train. This is that person on the train. This is the 2 of you. I have a feeling you made quite a life after the fact. Again, for some reason I'm picking up, we weren't rich, like money-wise, but we were rich in love. It's almost like we lived in I don't know, like I feel like if I was going to use today's standards, like, we lived in a studio apartment in New York that, had cockroaches and all that. But we didn't care. We didn't care. We loved each other deeply. I want to say it almost makes me feel bad for this King of Swords. Again, forget the sign, because I feel like it certainly could be a Gemini, but I don't feel this king is in favor of you living the type of life you want to live. Quite the opposite. And I do feel like for some of you, you are leaving that. Or you already have. You've already said, you know what? I'd rather be single than live like this. Now, then I feel like, because maybe that's one of the requirements. It's because I felt like your spirit guide's being somewhat stifled. Like, there's nothing we can do until you make that human action. But man, the minute you do, we're going to get back in there. We're going to help guide you. It's almost like it's not almost like they know, they do know that there is this love. They already know that, right? And they're helping to direct you, not just towards love, but also to fulfill yourself, to fulfill that. And I keep saying creativity, whatever it is you want to bring to the world. All right. We have the Queen of Wands, Queen of Action, Queen of Desire, a queen who moves according to her passions. This is someone who takes action first, thinks about it later. Makes perfect sense with the person up here, because don't forget, this is you in a last lifetime, present lifetime. Now, can be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, of course, but this is about this queen's energy. I'm going to think about it later, and I'm going to start following my dreams. Whatever this Knight of Swords, whatever type of communication he's bringing in, you're saying yes. All right. We have the Tower. Let's just go right in between. So the Tower is the end, right? The Tower is the end. I don't feel like this is you receiving the Tower. I feel like this is you giving that Tower to this king or queen. It's like the end. Goodbye. And I feel like when this person receives the Tower that you're going to give them, I feel like for them, it's like a fall from grace. Almost like I never expected her or him to do that. But they just didn't know you well enough. They didn't allow themselves to get to know you on a soul level. Maybe it was just all about them. Well, now I feel like they're taking a fall from grace. But you don't care, because you're moving on. Alright, let's keep going in between the cards. I won't make it real long, I promise. The Page of Wands, my Fool. Here's the Queen, right? Here's the Page. So this could be something that speaks about something that has been burning within you for quite a while. Maybe when you were a child, a teenager, or a young adult. And it's interesting too, because I feel like the Page of Wands is someone who moves according to their desires and sometimes gets in trouble because of that. Sometimes picks the wrong person. But they get back up. They dust themselves off. And they go for the next adventure. And then we have the Moon. Card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. The Moon can certainly talk about uncertainties. I can only see as far as the moonlight will let me see. Some nights that can be, quite a distance. But other nights it's like just what's right in front of me. But sometimes that's how we're meant to move. Just what's right in front of me, step by step by step. And before you know it, You reach your ultimate destination. Let's not forget, this is about the journey, not where I end up. It's all about the journey. The moon is also very dreamy type energy. So I love that it's coming over the Lovers. Again, I feel like it ties back for some of you who are having dreams. And it can be someone you know in this lifetime, or someone that you're about to meet, but I know that they are a soulmate. I know that. I feel it, no doubt. Or a twin flame. Some of you may be moving out by the moon's light. You know what I mean? Like where nobody can see me. I'm just going to sneak out. When I say sneak out, I don't mean for the night. I mean for your life. Okay? We have the Hangman. And then we have the Death card. But I am going to turn it around because I just don't want to read reversals in this type of reading. So the Hangman. Well, if we look what it's next to, it's this King. So it is this King that feels like it's putting a hold on your life. However, the Hangman is his energy, or her energy, is swaying towards the Death card. Some of you could certainly represent a Scorpio. But it's an ending so that you can have a rebirth. It's like this King trying to, again, halt you. Like, that's not the right word. Like, hinder you. Put you down. And again, it stems from their own lack mentality. Not from yours. Though they probably want to make it seem like it's you. It's not you. It's them. You know, it's almost like they have a limited mind. If it's not about me, then I don't want to discuss it. Okay. No problem. Well, how about if I just throw you the tower? And how about I just pack up and leave? Maybe I leave by the moon's light. Maybe I don't even tell you. Death card is about an ending, closing of a door, so that there can be a rebirth in your life. We have the World card as your very first card, the next chapter. So I find it quite interesting that the Death card, well, it makes complete sense that the Death card would come out, right? Because this is the closing of a door. But it is because I want a new door to open up, and the universe is saying, baby, we've just been waiting for you. We've been waiting for you to utter those words. And we're going to open that door. Okay. I want to just look at the Lovers. And, well, I'm not going to put anything on. I just want to look at the Lovers, whatever wants to come out. We have the Five of Wands. Interesting. We have the King of Wands. Can be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's interesting though, because here's this Queen of Wands. This would certainly represent like-minded energy. And this King of Wands has come over the King of Swords, almost like taking that king's place. Five of Wands could certainly talk about battling type energy, but I don't feel like this is you battling. Look at that. Ace of Wands. There's the fire. This is what ignites everything. Action, first and foremost. But it's passion. It's Desirable. You know, it's like I've kissed a few frogs, so I know what a prince feels like. I know what a prince looks like. I know this is different than anything I've had before. I know it. That is action. It's go time. When that door closes, this door opens. Not only does that night come in, but again, it gives you a reason to celebrate. And I feel like maybe that King of Swords, like if they know about this coming towards you, they probably wouldn't be celebrating. But again, I feel like who cares? Because I feel like you're throwing them the tower. Alright, let's do Mother Mary over this. Mother Mary, Mother Mary, tell us what we need to know about these beautiful people. Miracle. I like that. I trust in God to know the perfect solution to this situation. Miracle. I feel like your guides are just standing ready to help you create this miracle, or to help this miracle come about. That's a different way. That's a better way of putting it. So, a miracle. Last life blessings. Miracles. Children. My heart is filled with love for children, which creates miracles, interesting, and positive change for them and me. Some of you, that may be a field that you're moving into. And if it's the case, it feels like a miracle. It may be an opportunity. You know, I'm getting someone like becomes an art teacher. Now, I know that's very random, but I feel like there's someone here who's becoming an art teacher, art professor. And then marriage. So, I feel like our lovers are going to connect. Not only are they going to connect, but I feel like they then connect for the rest of this lifetime. Now, for eternity, of course, again, you are in each other's past lives. You did have to go through some hell to get to this train, but you got there. And you made those changes. And again, it's like when I talk about riches, I'm not necessarily talking about money. I'm not even talking about like living in a luxurious home. Maybe I live in a shack, but I couldn't be any happier. Marriage. I make a commitment to a healthy relationship with God, myself, and my partner. I feel like we're going to have some weddings coming up. Now, when, that depends on you. You know what I mean? It's like, we have to remember we have free will choices. So, if this sounds like your story, and you make those human actions that feels like your guides really want you to, I feel like ultimately what this is saying, normally I don't like to talk about the destination because it's more about the journey, and this feels like once I move out of that toxic type energy, everything seems to change, and it may just feel like you're living a miracle of a life. And I feel like ultimately our lovers are going to make that commitment to each other. I feel like they're going to get married. They're definitely going to commit to each other. And it is going to feel like a miracle. Okay, guys, I think I should read Miracle. Let's read Miracle from Mother Mary, and then I'll let you be. Miracle. You ask for miracles, and they are given. Even if you can't imagine how your present situation could be resolved, God's infinite wisdom contains a solution. This card offers reassurance that a miracle is manifesting for you and your loved ones. It appears in a completely unexpected way. I feel like that's the Knight of Swords. Mother Mary offers you strength and support during this time. She is a source of great emotional comfort and healing. Lean upon her, especially if your faith wavers. Remember that God works with divine timing and may give you guidance as to the necessary steps for you to take to bring this miracle about. That's why I read it. I knew there was a reason why I needed to read it. It is your human actions that get the ball rolling on everything. But I think if nothing else, this is giving some of you real clarity. I also want to say for some of you, like maybe I was married to one of these, to that king, and maybe you have children. And maybe that's part what kept you, from living your life. And I feel like your children would just come along with you. And I feel like their lives will only get better. Now, I'm not saying they'll never see their dad again, or if you're a man, their mother again. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is someone's making some real changes in their life. Someone's making some real decisions. And because of that, it's like your guides are standing ready. Some of you, this love, because this is a love reading, when it comes in, I'm just telling you, I feel like you're going to utter the words like, I have never felt this type of love before. But you have in a previous life. And you'll probably start to remember that as you two connect. You'll feel it very quickly. This is someone who's going to build you up, not put you down, and vice versa. All right, I could go on and on and on. I really love these type of readings. I love your comments, especially with these type of readings, because, we're going from a past life to a present life, or to our current life. So I'd love to hear how you relate to this reading. What you do is you fill in the blanks for me, even though I feel like this is very, very clear. I would love to hear what you have to say about it. So thank you for your comments. I want to thank you for your donations. It's what keeps this channel alive. It's not YouTube keeping it alive. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for sharing these videos. And thank you for subscribing, and thank you for those who've been with me. I love and appreciate you all so much. I am nothing without you, so I know that, and I'm very, very grateful for you. I think some of you, maybe you don't even know how good it can be until you take that human action to start moving in those steps. And again, it doesn't have to be a leap. Maybe it's step by step by step. All right, I'm going to let that be. Thank you, guys. I will see. I think I might do this as a premiere, a live premiere. Yeah, I think I'm going to, because I think I want to hear your comments as it's playing. So I'll either see you at the premiere. I always point at my microphone. I'll either see you at the premiere, or I'll see you next time at our table. Love you. Bye-bye.